Hey everyone, I'm Lori Keating and this is Kidlit Meet and Greet. I am here today with my beautiful friend, Steena Hernandez. She is also the author of the upcoming Lupita's Brown Ballet Slippers coming out in this October, right?
Yes.
Welcome, Steena.
Hi, Lori. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Of course, I'm so excited to talk with you today and to talk about your debut picture book. And so can we get started by you telling everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm Steena, and I live in San Antonio with my family. I am a mom of two children that I homeschool. And so that's been an adventure. This is our second year into that. So not a lot of dull moments there. I have a BFA in theater, music, and dance from Texas Tech University. And after college, I toured and performed professionally for many years. And fast forward a little bit, today I am writing picture books and children's stories. And as you mentioned, my debut book, I'll say it again, Lupita's Brown Ballet Slippers will be out this October with Beaming Books. So
Hey, I'm
yeah.
so looking forward to this story. I cannot wait.
Did you read an early version? Because I know.
No, I have not yet. So this is going to be like a whole surprise for me, which I love.
I know we've read each other's stories.
Yes, yes. We are also critique partners.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't know. So,
Yeah.
so tell everyone how you got started writing for children.
So in about 2019, the end of 2019, beginning of maybe 2020, it kind of gets jumbled in there somewhere. During that time, when my children were younger, we were going to the library so much. We were going to these little classes they had, little story times where they would read a book and they would dance and do music. My kids loved it. And a little craft maybe that would go with the book most of the time at the end of the class. And we were checking out so many books, picture books and board books. And we'd come home and we'd have piles of books. And my kids loved reading books. And so I just kept doing it. And then somewhere along the way, I was reading them by myself.
Yeah.
You know, and they were, they're on yeah, they're completely done with it. I'm still reading them and loving them. And then that question popped in my mind. I wonder if I can write one of these too. And like, really that's it. Like once I, got that in my mind, I wanted to try, and I just started writing, and I had, a few ideas, and yeah, that's pretty much when like picture books specifically started for me.
And you also write other genres though too, right?
Yes, other age categories, kind of dabbling in some middle grade and chapter books, and yeah, so I love it all. And I love reading YA as well. Like I haven't tried writing any YA. I know you have.
Yes.
But I do love reading it. So
And that's a fun one too to write though. And you could do it. You could totally do it.
One day I'll tap into that as well.
So, what authors have inspired you along the way?
So many authors, especially in our kidlit community alone, but one especially that comes to mind right away is my Las Musas mentor, and author Jennifer Torres was my mentor, and she's just amazing. I mean, she's such a prolific writer. She puts out so many books, beautiful books. I've read almost all of them. She has one coming out I'm ready to read. But yeah, that's one thing I really think is so amazing, that she's so busy and doing so much with her own career. And then she's also able to and wants to and has the desire to help new writers.
Nice.
And I think that, I mean, she's a huge inspiration to me, especially because of that. and taking me in and believing in my story was just changing, like completely life-changing for me. When someone on that level, you know, really believes in you, and like I'm getting, you know, because it was so emotional. Like I was like, are she sure she has the right girl? You know, are you sure? You know, no, really, because it's that is really cool. Like then to be able, like I said, for her to be able to use her strengths and talents to help somebody new, and
Yes.
that also has those dreams. So
Wow.
that's huge.
Yeah, she sounds amazing.
Yeah, check out some of her books.
I will for
She has
sure.
a picture book too.
Okay.
Um,
Wow. That's fantastic for you to have that.
I'll message you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did your idea come from for your picture book, Lupita's Brown Ballet Slippers?
Yes. So my story started in author Karen Greenwald.
Okay.
Author Karen Greenwald has a writing contest, and it's called Sun Write Fun.
Okay.
She in the summertime generally. I don't know. Have you heard of that one?
I've heard of it, but I haven't entered in it yet.
So several years ago, I saw something about it pop up, and I saw about informational fiction contest, and I didn't even know what informational fiction was. So I started, you know, researching and, you know, okay, could I do this contest? And it sounds cool. And I really loved her website and the things that, you know, she had done in the past with her contest. And so I just started researching and finding out what maybe that meant. And this was around the time where I was also taking a few webinars. I had taken a few writing classes, and I kept hearing the same kind of messages about and advice about mining your own self for your stories, you know, mining your for to get ideas for stories.
Mhm.
And so I thought about that as well. And I'm like, well, I know a lot about dance. That was a big part of my life, you know. And so that's how that came to be. I said, well, there's a lot of things about dance specifically. The ballet shoe kind of came to me at that time. And so I entered the contest. I wrote this little piece. I think it was like 150 words or something. Like for contest, it's just like a little, you know, snippet. Um, and it was about the ballet slippers, and they were talking to each other in a factory. One was like peachy pink color and one was brown, and they had some things to share to one, you know, some dialogue to share. And then I didn't win. I entered the contest. I didn't win, but Karen Greenwald herself messaged me after the contest. And again, another changing moment. Like she messaged me saying, and I'll never forget, she said, I really love your story. And, you know, although it didn't win, you know, you have something here, I think, that maybe you should turn it into a full picture book.
Wow.
And I think like that night, I think I stayed up till like 2 a.m, just like, okay, 500 words. Okay, if that's a sweet spot, I can try it, you know. And I just I did it. And that's how it came to be.
That's an amazing story. I haven't heard this
You
before, and I love
didn't know
it.
that, I don't think.
Wow.
That's how Lupita's brown ballet slipper. So yeah, so when people ask me, should I do this contest? I say yes, always do. You know, if you've got time, you know, and you can do it. A lot of times the writing prompts themselves, you know, in these contests really can spark something, you know, and give you
Sure.
an idea, you know, and you never know what could come of it. So yeah, and since now she's my friend, you know, we talk and everything, and I tell her, you know, it's because of you and your contest that Lupita's here.
Yes. Wow. And yeah, and it got acquired by Beaming Books. And so what was that like when that happened? That went through your agent,
Yeah.
and yeah, and so were you like freaking out? Did you cry?
Yeah, I'm crying right now. I'm still crying. I still can't believe it. Yeah, it was something, you know, to hear like a publisher wants to publish your book. I mean, that's our, you know, our common, you know, thing that we're instant friends because we get that. You know, we all want that goal. We all want to see our stories in the hands of young readers, right? That's a dream come true. And so hearing that was going to happen, that was an amazing moment.
Aw. So
Yeah.
what was it like working with them?
Yeah, so far, and still, you know, in the process of working with them now, it's been a really, really wonderful experience. My editor is so kind and just really cares about the book and about
Yes.
the story being the best story that it can be. She cares about the authenticity of dance specifically for the book, you know, which is really important to me as well. It's been a really wonderful collaborative experience. And yeah, and I'm really grateful for that for my first, you know, time. I mean, super scary, you know, of course. So I'm very lucky that, you know, it's been a wonderful experience.
So did you get a chance to work one-on-one with your illustrator, or were you presented illustrations like after so long? I love hearing about this stuff.
Yeah, great question. So yes, I don't think all publishers do this from what I've heard anyway. I mean, just from other people in our community who've been there, but like, yeah, I was able to see some of the illustrations, amazing illustrations along the way.
Yeah.
And that was so exciting. And I have actually seen final art
Oh, yay.
from illustrator Melissa Castillo, who is just, I'm blown away, like how they do that. How do you illustrate? Teach me.
Yes.
It's really amazing. So to be able to be a part of that process has been really, really fun.
So fun. So have
The
you
middle
actually,
part,
I'm
the middle
sorry?
part being a
Yeah.
small part, I should say, but to be able to, you know, feel, you know, I'm included in that, that's
You
really cool.
contributed.
Yes. I said, yay. Yeah. So that's fun.
So have you seen a hard copy yet?
No.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And I know you're going to share that moment when it arrives.
I'll try.
So what got you started in dance? Was that something you started as a little girl or when you got older?
Yes. So I started dancing when I was 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
My mom, a single parent mom.
Mhm.
My sisters, I think I've told you this, Lori, you know, my sisters are a lot older than me.
Yeah.
They're like 12 and 14 years older, like 12 and 13 and a half. Like old, the one that's 14 years older would be, I am not 14 years old. But yeah, they're much older and they were already out of the house. They were already like in college. So it was just me and my mom. And I think she wanted me to make friends and to be busy and to have something to do. And she enrolled me in dance classes. And I am ever grateful. Yeah. And I stayed dancing all the way until pretty much high school.
Wow.
And then in college as well. Went on
That's
to
amazing.
need to study. Yeah.
Wow. So do you feel like that dancing has helped you as a writer? And if so, in what way?
Yes, it was specifically for this book.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, of course.
you know, that I was able to draw from my experiences as a dancer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, without those experiences, you know, this book wouldn't be here. So for sure, it has helped me with my writing in that way.
So true.
Yeah.
Aw, it's such a beautiful, like, full circle moment, right? I love that.
Thanks, Lori.
So, what challenges with writing have you had, and how do you deal with them?
Yeah, we all know about the rejection.
Gosh.
We all start sweating at that word, you know. Yeah, it never gets easier. One thing I think about is how in the past, when I was auditioning, so in my performance days, I lived in New York and I had an agent, not a literary agent, but I had an acting agent. And I was going out for all auditions, and there's rejection all over the place, like stamped every day, like on my forehead. And it's part of it. It never gets easier. And now, experiencing rejection in this industry doesn't get easier, like I said. But I feel like maybe because I had been there at such a great level as well, many years ago in the past, I kind of feel like I know how to place it. I know where to place it.
Sure.
And like if I let it stay just here, for me, what I've learned, like if I just let it, and hurt, like I can't move forward. For me, like I can't keep moving forward with what I really want to do and my next goals and things. So I kind of just find a place for it. And not that it doesn't hurt, like I said, but and I think that my past with all of my performance days kind of have helped in that sense anyway. So that's kind of how I just process it.
So, is rejection different when it's coming from an editor versus an agent? Like, do you get more personalized rejections, or are they still like form?
Yeah, great question. So sometimes editors will, and I will be able to see some of that, I guess depending on your agent, if they're sharing that with you, mine does. And so sometimes I see those more personalized, even if it's a pass, but some of them are, and some of them aren't, some of them, it could just be a pass. But yeah, and then some of those ones that are more personalized, hopefully the goal is that you can take something from it and maybe better your story or consider what they're saying, which I always do if I can, So yeah, that's a great question. My experiences thus far.
So are you allowed to say, if anything, that have you ever received an R&R from an editor?
I actually never have.
Okay.
I never have. I know a few of my Christie partners have.
Okay.
And yeah, I haven't. I know a little bit about them, and how they kind of work, but I know that they're also can change depending on what the editor is asking for the R&R, obviously.
Okay.
But yeah, that's something that I haven't experienced yet. That would be
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something new. Something we can talk about later.
I'm open though, but
Yeah, sure.
but
Okay, so what is your favorite part about being a writer?
my favorite part is this.
Oh,
Exactly what we're doing. Like, I love this Kidlit community is amazing. I know we've talked about that too.
so
Here.
times.
So many times. Thank goodness. Like, what other industry are people like genuinely like excited for you and cheering you on? And
Right.
we mean it. Like, I mean it. I know I do.
Right.
And I know you do. Like, it is the best part because there is all of this. That's not the best part, but it's
Right.
the process. But the other part is the community. And when we can come together and do this, it's worth it. It is so worth it to know that, my critique partners have my back. I have their back, and
Absolutely.
it's going to be okay. We're going to get there. we're all on different paths, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my absolute favorite part about, since I started this has been the best. And I
Oh,
didn't know that when I first started. I didn't know that's how it was going to be, but it really is.
it is. I love that. That's such a beautiful way to, express all that too, is, yeah, we are a community, we have each other's backs and we become friends. It's more than just writing
That's right.
partners, critique partners, it's more than that. It's like, yeah, like we're invested in each other's lives, we cheer each other on with our families and everything.
That's
It's
right.
wonderful.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So, what projects are you excited about right now? Or are you allowed to talk about anything?
Yeah, I kind of mentioned earlier, I have, and I think I've told you, a middle grade novel in verse.
Yes.
I'm really excited about. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yes.
I've shared it with my agent and have some really good feedback there. So I'm excited. Yeah. I didn't know that I loved poetry that much, but I really just fell into it, and it really,
Yeah, I cannot wait to talk about that someday because I know the little snippet that you sent me, I was like, wow, this is going to be incredible. So that has to be a book. It has to be.
thank you. That story actually also started in a Kidlit contest.
Oh, really?
Funny.
Interesting.
I'm not going to think of the name of the contest right now. I'll have to message you later.
Okay.
I can't think of it right now, but it was one that they do on, and they announce on Twitter, and they were thinking about doing it again. It's 3 authors, I think, that do it together.
Okay. Was it specifically like a novel in verse or?
I think it was like, you have to, oh, I know it's coming to me, but the name isn't, but you have to spin a wheel and then get a feel.
Oh, the vibes, the
Yes,
Kidlit vibes. Yes, I love that contest.
yes, Kidlit Vibes. So that actually started in the Kidlit Vibes writing contest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
was just
gosh.
like a little, oh, because I drew like a scary word, like scary, something, write something scary or something like that.
Okay.
Some heebie-jeebies.
PBGBs. I love it.
And I did. And then it turned into this whole thing. And I was like, wow, I
Yeah.
want to try this. So yeah, writing contest, go for it. Do
That
it. Like,
is so exciting. They're going to be thrilled to hear that you got a whole novel out of their contest.
yeah.
That is so cool. So, what advice do you have to share with new writers?
For new writers, I'm a new writer. And I would still say the same thing. I wish I knew something. I wish I knew right when I first started. Don't query too early. That's like my biggest, I always go, yes, we know, don't give up, don't, got to keep going. That's got to be there. If that goes away and you just don't want to keep going, that it's okay then to do something else, but we know that we have to have, persistence. But yeah, I think when you're first starting, that excitement to, I want to be published, and you send out your first story. You wrote
Yes.
one story and you're ready. And that's great,
Okay.
because I think that excitement is what's gonna propel you, get you to the next level. We need that. And that's good. But I think when you step back a little bit and you say, okay, there's so much to learn,
Yeah.
and just picture books alone, just putting together a good picture book, like, what does that really mean? And how can I learn how to do that? And it's a process. I think it takes a little time.
Yes.
So learn, read lots of picture books, take a few classes, get good critique partners, that are helping you put your body of work together, meaning,
Yes.
a few, 3 or 4 picture books that are strong manuscript.
Yes.
And yeah, and don't query too early. Take your time, and then you'll know when you're ready.
Yes.
You'll know because everyone around your critique partners, everyone, all of that feedback coming in will start to, you'll know. And a lot of people have asked me that. When do you know? You'll know. You'll just know.
You just know. Yes.
No.
Exactly. Because I have picture books that I'm like, I feel like I've done all I can with this story, you know? Yeah. And then when you do, you get feedback that's like, well, maybe this one word is bothering me or something, you know? It's like small little things. And then, yeah. And then you're like, okay, I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I would say. And don't give up. Keep going.
Right. Excellent. Excellent advice. Okay, Steena. So what is something you can't live without and why?
Oh, the sun.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I mean, no one can technically live without the sun. We all need that. But I am really one of those people who, if it's like cloudy for a few days, ooh, I start to get like I get down.
Yes.
Are you like that?
I'm the same exact way. It is so I don't meet very many people like that, but like yes, it's like it drains me. I need to have the sun. Mhm.
Yeah. We live in the right places though, then, right? We do.
You too.
Yeah, so most of the time, and we've had, of course, times, where it just stays cloudy for a week and I'm like, oh no, and I start to feel it. So yeah, I will have the sun. And if it's sunny, I love being outside. I love being, out in the yard or at the park or just outdoors. That's just me. So
yes,
I'm excited.
I'm the same way. I actually still will sit out in the sun to tan, when people say it's so bad for you, but I can't stop because it makes me feel good, just being, it's just absorbing the sun. I love it, Okay. So if you could be any animal, what would you choose and why?
That's a fun.
It is.
So I recently read this book. I actually listened to the audio version of The Eyes and the Impossible by David Eggers, I believe, or Dave Eggers. Sorry if I'm wrong. Yeah. And the audio version is narrated by Ethan Hawke.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was really good. I loved it. I love the book. There's a character named Bertrand who is a seagull.
Oh.
And that is I love that character. I love Bertrand, and I would love to be a seagull, of course, because I want to fly. I mean, but human has not thought.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I want to be at the beach in the sun, and I want to be stealing people's snacks.
Right, because you can. Yeah. They give them to you.
And I want to be a seagull. So yeah, that's.
Oh my gosh, Steena, that's the best answer. I love it.
It's a good question, though.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is a wonderful ending to this wonderful interview.
I am in the sun now.
I'm gonna have that image in my head all day now, being a seagull. So can you tell everyone where they can find you on your socials?
Yes. So my website is steenahernandez.com. And these days I'm mostly active on Twitter and Instagram, and the links are on my website there as well. And yeah, that's pretty much where all my information will be there.
Okay, and I'll share it on a graphic at the end of the video too. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, my friend. This has been so great, and I'm so excited for your debut. I cannot wait. And just, I know we will talk. Obviously, we do lots. And, but, I wish you so much success with your career. And I love you, friend.
Thank you so much, Lori. You're such a sweetheart. And I am so excited for your books. I have one of your books already, and your next book coming very soon. I'm very excited. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye everyone.